Good morning, beautiful soul friends. If you're watching, this is just a little video that I thought I'd share with you. It's such a beautiful morning here, and as you can probably hear, it's just early in the morning and the birds are singing. This is my backyard as well. It's pretty spectacular with having the river in the background and the bush all just kind of surrounding me, and I just absolutely love it. I feel like I've always wanted to live in a tree house, and somehow I've manifested this kind of situation, and it's incredible. What I'm really here to share with you today is around this time of Navaratri. So it's this 9-night celebration of the Divine Mother. It's a really sacred time, really special, and over these 9 nights there is prayers, mantras, chanting that goes on. And if we were, and maybe you are, somewhere near an ashram or a temple, there's often a lot of ceremony that goes on around with breaking down the 9 nights into 3. So for 3 nights we worship one deity, for the next 3 nights another deity, and the last 3 nights another deity yet. And if you are familiar with chanting and mantras, this might just offer a little bit more insight into them, and if you're completely new, this is also accessible for you. And I just kind of wanted to explain the mantras that I wanted to share with you. And so if there is a time when you feel like you would want to try giving this mantra a go, or if you'd even just like to sit in silence while listening to it, and both are extremely powerful. I'm just going to share with you both the Gayatri mantra and the Maha Mrityunjaya mantra. The other specific deity mantras I won't share with you, but you'd be able to find them online. There's also a beautiful Vedic astrologer, and he's been putting on his live Instagram his chanting in the morning, which includes the Gayatri specific deity, which at the moment is Lakshmi, and then the Maha Mrityunjaya. And you can follow him at Ayurveda Dave, and I'll pop that in the comments or in the video at some point as well. So basically, the Gayatri and the Maha Mrityunjaya mantra aim to bring positive light into the world, or to actually reveal the positive light to you. So essentially, the difference between the two is that with Gayatri, it's actually removing all of the obstacles and all of the things that are clouding our darkness. And then when we get to the Maha Mrityunjaya, that's actually building and strengthening the light that we've now revealed. So let's just go into it, and I'll do a little bit of call and response. So I'll say a line of it, and then if you're watching, you can repeat the line back to yourself. And then by the time we get a little bit familiar with it, we'll chant it through 3 times, and then we'll do the same for the Maha Mrityunjaya. Alright, so establish a comfortable seat if you're not already in one. And just allow for your eyes to close down. There's no need for your eyes to be open. Rather than trying to figure out all of the syllables and the Sanskrit letters in the actual mantra, just try and listen. And if you don't quite get it, just keep watching back on the video to find the pronunciation. or the alliteration of it, or you can even find these mantras available on any kind of music app or on YouTube. So now establishing your comfortable seat, I'm going to chant I'm going to chant the Gayatri mantra through, and then I'll break it down. Om Bhuvah Swaha Tatsavitu Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. So now I'll chant the first line of that, and I'll leave a space for you to repeat that. We'll go through it a few times. Om Bhuvah Swaha. Your turn. Om Bhuvah Swaha. Again. Om Bhuvah Swaha. Tatsavitur. 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 Varenyam. Your turn. Varenyam. Again. Varenyam. From the beginning, just to repeat those couple of lines. Om Bhuvah Swaha. Om Bhuvah Swaha. Tatsavitur. Tatsavitur. Varenyam. So all through with those first couple of lines. Om Bhuvah Swaha Tatsavitu Varenyam Bhargo Devasya. Your turn. Bhargo Devasya. Again. Bhargo Devasya. Bhargo Devasya. Bhargo Devasya. Bhargo Devasya. Dhimahi. 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 Dhiyo Yona. Dhiyo Yona. Dhiyo Yona. Prachodayat. Prachodayat, 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 Bhargo Devasya, Bhargo Devasya, Dhimahi, Dhimahi, Dio yo nah, Dio yo nah, Prachodayat, Prachodayat. So all the way through with the second part of the mantra. Bhargo Devasya, Dhimahi, Dio yo nah, Prachodayat. Let's go from the top, doing a line at a time. We can do it together, and then I'll leave room for you to just repeat it another time, and I'll just chant that a little bit softer as I've been doing. Om Bhuvah Swaha, Om Bhuvah Swaha, Tatsaviturvarenyam, Tatsaviturvarenyam, Bhargo Devasya, Dhimahi, Bhargo Devasya, Dhimahi, Dio yo nah, Prachodayat, Dio yo nah, Prachodayat. All together 3 times. Om Bhuvah Swaha, Tatsaviturvarenyam, Bhargo Devasya, Dhimahi, Dio yo nah, Prachodayat. Om Bhuvah Swaha, Tatsaviturvarenyam, Bhargo Devasya, Dhimahi, Dio yo nah, Prachodayat. Om Bhuvah Swaha, Tatsaviturvarenyam, Bhargo Devasya, Dhimahi, Dio yo nah, Prachodayat. Let that sink in for a moment before we start to learn the Maha Mrityunjaya. You can even just keep repeating this mantra either out loud or silently, and then letting the mantra reveal its meaning and essence to you without needing to try. you're wanting to join to learn the Maha Mrityunjaya, then just stay on. So remembering that the Gayatri starts to remove all of the obstacles and all of these things that the darkness that inhibits the universal light. And now the Maha Mrityunjaya now starts to work on building the strength of the light. So like I did with the Gayatri, I'll chant the Maha Mrityunjaya one time through, and then I'll start to break it down, and then we can chant it together. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanam Mrityor Mokshya Mamarita. So now I'll do it line by line and we'll start to break it down. You can repeat after me, and you can just allow yourself to sit within the sound and the essence of the mantra. But I'll leave a space after I chant the line for you to repeat it, either out loud or silently. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim 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 Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam 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 Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam. Chant it with you. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam. Again. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam. Return. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam. One more time. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam. Urvarukamiva 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 Bandanan 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 Urvarukamiva Bandanan Urvarukamiva Bandanan Urvarukamiva Bandanan Urvarukamiva Bandanan Urvarukamiva Bandanan Urvarukamiva Bandanan Mrityo 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 Mukshya 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 Mrityo Mukshya Mrityo Mukshya Mrityo Mukshya Mamrita Mamritat Mamritat Mrityo Mukshya Mamritat. I'll do it with you. Mrityo Mukshya Mamritat. Again. Mrityo Mukshya Mamritat. Repeat it again. Mrityo Mukshya Mamritat. So these last two lines repeated through. Urvarukamiva Bandanan. Your turn. Urvarukamiva Bandanan Mrityo Mukshya Mamritat. Your turn. Mrityo Mukshya Mamritat. Now let's go through the whole mantra. Again, I'll do it line by line and you can repeat after me, and I'll just repeat it silently so you can get into the way that it sounds if you're finding it a little bit difficult or challenging. And then we'll repeat it 3 times through together. So close your eyes, find your comfortable seat. You might need to even readjust yourself. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe. Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam. Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam. Urvarukamiva Bandanan. Urvarukamiva Bandanan Mrityo Mukshya Mamrita. Mrityo Mukshya Mamrita. Let's do it together 3 times. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshya Mamrita. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshya Mamrita. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshya Mamrita. We chant Om 3 times. You can remain here as long as you wish. If you want to slowly bring yourself out of it, you can just lower your chin, bring your hands into prayer, and even just build a little bit of heat between your hands. And then you can place your hands wherever you wish, whether that's over the eyes, over the heart, or the belly, or just even some downward strokes in your body, just to reground yourself. And just want to send my gratitude, love and compassion to you if you've stayed the whole length of the video to learn, and even perhaps want to do more of these kinds of practices. I would love to be in touch with you or point you in the direction to learning them and having a daily consistent practice with them. And at first I know it can be a little bit overwhelming, even just hearing them or thinking, I'll never learn it, I don't know how to, but this is where practice and consistency is really such a blessing, and it starts to reveal the teachings to us. And the last thing that I wanted to share is that these mantras are really powerful, and I also want to bring insight into that power without knowledge of what these mantras do can be dangerous and can be unsafe. And then also knowledge of teachings or practices without power are ineffectual. So this is where the process of chanting and mantras start to bring that power, and if we have correct knowledge, then we really can start to build this universal light, or even just be revealed to the light that already exists. Have the most fantastic day, beautiful souls, and I hope that you're feeling in a really good place at the moment, and even if there is chaos and challenge around you, I hope that this may even become a little part of your self-care ritual, either dusk time or dawn, really nice just before the sun is rising, a really powerful time for chanting, and also at sunset. And if you're doing it just like me and outside and in nature, it's just so amazing. I'm just looking at all the birds around and feeling so blessed to be in my little tree house, and yeah, and that's really all I wanted to share with you. I'm going to go retreat inside, been chanting for a little while now, and just feeling really peaceful and content, and I'm going to have some spiced apples, and I prepared this when I got up and I was doing my abhyanga. I was waiting for my abhyanga to kind of sink into my body and oil my body and nourish it, and that's the way I really love to start my mornings as well. So getting up, and sometimes it changes a little bit in order, but essentially this morning I woke up, I put some mantras on while I was doing my warm oil abhyanga, and then while I was leaving that on my body to soak in, I then brewed myself a delicious honey chai, and I also prepared my breakfast. So what I did was I peeled the apples, I've melted a little bit of ghee in a saucepan, I put cinnamon, cardamom, ginger, turmeric, and in the apples themselves I pierced them with like a whole clove, and it's meant to actually be a really great source of vitamin C when you put clove in the apple itself. It has some sort of process that interacts with the ingredients in it that actually enhance the vitamin C benefits. So yeah, and then I kind of sauteed that in the spices for a little bit, added a little bit of water, and then I just let it simmer for 10 to 15 minutes or so, and then I've just turned it off and left it to warm in its residual heat. So I'm looking forward to going to nourish myself with that, and I would love to hear from you if you engaged in the chanting, or if you listened and you got something out of it. I'm really just so grateful for you having listened to it. And if you do start to incorporate this into your world, particularly with mantra, you'll just notice how the power of these mantras start to really open you up to your own unique power. Alright, take care, beauties. Oh, and the theme of the day is I've got amethyst on everywhere. So I'm green and purple.